with a quick little play time of Concept Destruction to do a review video. I'm not going to be splicing together different pieces of footage from the game in order to do the review. I'm just going to play a little bit of a couple different modes and just talk about the game. Overall, it's a pretty fun little game. It's just another kind of quick and easy gamerscore release from published by Radalaka Games. I received a copy of the game, digital copy, for the purposes of reviews and walkthroughs from the publisher. It's a demolition derby, so to speak, kind of game. You're racing in like little cardboard cars with a battery in them. You can change the difficulty by adjusting the opponent's resistance. There's only one achievement tied to that, where you have to last 3 minutes against an opponent with a resistance of 10. But for everything else, you can make it super easy on yourself, and even that one's very easy. Overall, I would say that it's a relatively fun game, certainly better than some of the other quick and easy gamerscore games out there. It took me roughly 30 minutes to get the 1000, but I played a lot of the things like the Mario Kart and the Crash Bandicoot racing and things like that back in the day. The physics are really, really wonky. It's almost like not quite as bad as Goat Simulator, but kind of a Goat Simulator style. Just everything is really light and floaty. And when you combine that with a demolition derby, it can make for some frustrating gameplay at times. But still, I would say that overall, when compared to a lot of the easy gamerscore games out there, it's a decent, fun game, especially since you don't have to spend an extreme amount of time with it. I think if you had to play it for several hours to get the 1K, it might get pretty tedious after a while. But, 30 minutes to an hour, not too bad. You can do burnouts by holding the boost button and the right and left triggers. Your goal is to smash into the opponent until their car either breaks down, or sometimes if you hit them at just the right angle, if they're weak enough and you're strong enough, you'll knock their battery out and take their battery. There's an achievement tied to getting 5 of those, although it's cumulative, not all in one go. It's pretty rough around the edges, but I think that's intentional. There's not a whole lot to say about the game. It does have several different modes. This is the championship mode. You need to score 2,000 points during the course of one championship in order to buy a car needed for one of the achievements. But the championship mode itself is only, I think, like maybe, I can't remember off the top of my head right now because I only played through the game once, but I think it's only maybe 6 or 8 levels. So it's not too bad. And then you do a survival mode and a tourist mode, and you have to play through the tutorial to get a couple of the achievements. But again, pretty quick and easy completion, and better than some of the easy stuff out there. I'd probably rate it maybe like a 5 or 6 out of 10, which may sound bad, but personally I give, kind of average middle of the road games 5s and 6s frequently. Maybe 6 is a little bit of a stretch. It's probably between 4 and 5. It's definitely a sub-average game in the strictest sense, but if you're looking at it as an easy gamerscore title, then it's probably better than a lot of people are going to expect from those types of titles. See if I can defeat that guy real quick. That's what happens when you finish it off. You can have more opponents if you want. The quickest way to get all the gamer scores is to only have one opponent, but obviously you can set up to as many as 14. So you're going to play through the championship. The last stage, you're racing around pizza boxes. That one was a little annoying to me, just simply because it was hard to find my opponent at the beginning. But if you just sit near the start and kind of drift over to the left around the pizza box, usually the way that AI comes at you, you'll be able to get a beat on him pretty quickly and finish that final pizza box level. If you don't score 2,000 points in one championship, you will have to replay the championship to buy that car for the final achievement if you're going for the completion. But the championship's pretty quick. You can finish it in 10 or 15 minutes, I would say, relatively easily. So we're going to go ahead and quit out of this one. You can do single events. You can do just normal, which is the same thing as the championship, just trying to kill the opponent or opponents if you have more than one. Survival, there's an achievement in there where you have to survive for 3 minutes against an opponent with a resistance of 10. But you just drive off outside the map and just drive circles around the map, or you can get up really close to the opponent and just slow way down so neither of you is taking much damage, and just rub against the opponent for the full 3 minutes. It's pretty easy to finish. So let me just take a car here. This is the one, the Zip JX, for the achievement for defeating a specific opponent in the tourism mode. Survival is just like it sounds. You just need to survive. If you've only got one opponent, you can either survive the full 3 minutes, and I believe, although I'm not 100% sure because I just killed the opponent when I was doing survival after I got my 3-minute achievement, I believe the one with the most damage might lose if both cars are alive at the end of the 3 minutes, although I'm not 100% on that. I didn't delve too deeply into all the various modes and whatnot of the game. You can see this opponent's really tiny. This is the same size of car when you do the tourism mode. The car that you need to kill is one of these little tiny ones like this guy, and it's yellow. So you just ram it with your Zip JX a couple times and it makes pretty short work of it. And then you have to kill 3 enemies in 1 round of tourism, which again, or I think it's just 1 round of anything, but it's easiest to do in tourism just by setting the opponents to 14 and then killing 3 of them, or as many as you want, killing the little yellow one for the other achievement, and then just surviving 5 minutes to get the achievement for surviving 5 minutes in tourism. So, and that was pretty much wrapping it up for me, other than going through the tutorial for the completion. And I'm going to try to go ahead and kill this guy here, but the Zip JX, one thing I don't like about it is it's very cumbersome. It tends to peel out a lot when you're trying to turn. I can't do donuts in it the way I can the default starting car. There you go. So you see how I took his battery there? There's an achievement for getting 5 of those, but it's cumulative, so you don't have to worry about that. That's going to come through the normal course of play. And then the final mode that you have to do is the tourism mode, surviving for 5 minutes. But what you're going to need to do is go to the options and change you can leave the rivals resistance at 1, but you need 14. You don't need 14 rivals, but it's easier to make sure that the rivals don't all kill each other and end it before you get the 5-minute achievement. So it's just better to go ahead and do 14 of them. Go into tourism again. I'm not trying to make an achievement guide with this video, so I'll try to stop talking about achievements, but there's not a ton to talk about with this game. It's pretty simple and straightforward. Cardboard cars with a battery, smash each other, demolition derby style. That's all. That's really all there is to it. It can be reasonably fun. It does look like it has couch co-op on the multiplayer option in the main menu. I'll go back there. That's the tourism thing. 5 minutes in there and you got your achievement. But you see it does have multiplayer, compete with another player in a single event against other concept cars. So it looks like it's got at least 2-player couch co-op. And that's not a bad thing for a budget title like this. It's definitely no Mario Kart, but it's reasonably fun for the 30 minutes to an hour that you're going to have to spend with it for the achievements, which I think is what most people are going to be looking for in this title. Thanks for watching and have a great day.